as DOGE goes through all the other government departments, there's always been a lot of talk for a long time, and this was by Ron Paul, of auditing the Federal Reserve. And that's something that I've made mentions during the summer of 2024. I talked about, don't forget about the Federal Reserve. Yes, there's immigration problem. Yes, there is lawfare. Yes, there is a war in Ukraine. All of these are big deals. These are big issues. But let's not forget about the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve makes a lot of this corruption possible, both on the private and government levels. Ron Paul, if you remember, talked about auditing the Federal Reserve. And that was like his legislation. That's the thing that he wanted. That was his final big piece of legislation. He was most known for back in the 1970s for decriminalizing the ownership of gold after the seizure in 1933. So he was heroic for that, allowing people to own gold once again for, something other than just jewelry. And he ran for president in the primaries, in the Republican primaries in 2007 and again in 2011. So, and then, to top it all off, his sort of capstone is he wanted to audit the Federal Reserve because he wanted to get at the root of the problem institutionally. And this is a fantastic opportunity. The government is now finally being audited. Why don't we consult Ron Paul? Let's join forces. Let's get Ron Paul to join forces with Elon Musk. I saw a tweet on this. I don't have it saved, but I did see that. And just as a final insult to the establishment, if Trump does decide to do something with the Federal Reserve, whether he nationalize it or decommission it, it's a quasi-private organization. So what to do with it specifically, that's an issue for a whole other video. In fact, I made a video on that previously, and I can probably make another one on that. It's a very complex issue. But if there's going to be a last Federal Reserve chairman, let's make it Ron Paul. And I would enjoy that as sort of the final insult to the system, if we get that far, is have Ron Paul as the last Fed chairman. I think that would go over very well. But anyway, so let's audit the Fed, amongst other things. The Pentagon, the Treasury, obviously, that's an area that appears to be a crime scene. I think the Federal Reserve, specifically the New York branch, the New York Federal Reserve, is the one that really needs to be audited. So let's hope for that.